Welcome to Fordham. I am Father McShane, the President of the University. On behalf of the entire university community, I would like to thank you for your continued interest in Fordham and all that it has to offer. The health crisis that has gripped our country makes it impossible for us to welcome you face to face. Therefore, I hope that you will believe me when I say that in spite of our inability to have you with us physically, we are still deeply grateful that you are taking Fordham so seriously that you are taking the time to visit us virtually. Now, as you know from your reading of the Canterbury Tales, April was the month during which Chaucer's pilgrims gathered at Southwark Cathedral on the south bank of the River Thames to begin their journey to the shrine of St. Thomas à Becket in Canterbury. Their journey was, as you also know from your reading, a rollicking adventure. Now, at this point in your college search, some of you may feel the way the pilgrims felt, filled with a zest for life. After all, you too have been on a bit of a pilgrimage that has taken you from one college campus to another in the course of the past few months, to discover not a shrine, but a home for your heart. Others of you, however, may feel less like Chaucer's pilgrims and more like T.S. Eliot, who famously said of April, "April is the cruelest month." That is to say, you may feel exhausted after all that you have been through. You may even want to say at this point, "Stop the world. I want to get off." Just make sure you get off at the right stop for you. Now, my friends, unless I am very much mistaken, I would imagine that you are at a moment in your lives that is both heady and excruciating. As for the heady nature of this moment, you have gained admission to a very competitive university. And just how competitive is Fordham? Well, this year we have received more than 47,000 applications for admission from all over the country and all around the world. 47,000 applications for only 2,300 places in a freshman class. Out of that very large, talented, and diverse applicant pool, Fordham has accepted you, and Fordham has accepted you for a very good reason. You shine with talent. Therefore, you should be proud. As for the excruciating nature of the moment, let's be honest. The past year has been an exhausting one, and how could it not have been? After all, you have spent the better part of the last year in examining and weighing your options, and it has been a very long year indeed. How long? Well, when you began, your fathers had full heads of dark hair, and look at them now. You have been courted by a range of schools. You have spoken to your friends. You have listened to your parents, your siblings, your teachers, and your guidance counselors. Up till now, you have had the luxury of time as you have made your way through the college search process, and I, for one, hope that you have used your time well. Time, however, is no longer on your side. In fact, time is running out. Between now and May the 1st, you must make your choice. As you enter into this final stage of your search, you have my sympathy. Even at this late stage in the journey that you have been on, however, please remember that you have to take yourself seriously. Therefore, continue to ask difficult questions about which of the schools that are still in the running might be right for you. Continue to ask yourself whether there is a good match between your interests and the school's offerings. Continue to ask whether your heart is strangely warmed when you're on the campus. Continue to ask whether you will find a home for your heart on any of the campuses that you visit. Through it all, my friends, take yourself seriously. Listen to your heart and consult widely and wisely. Now, of course, some of you have already made up your minds to attend Fordham. For you, this virtual visit is merely an opportunity to confirm your choice and to become more familiar with the school at which you will spend the next 4 years of your life, and where you'll begin to build that network of friends that will enrich your life for the rest of your life. Some of you, however, are still wrestling with other options. For you, this visit, virtual as it is, offers you an opportunity to continue the long process of discernment in which you have been involved for so many months. I hope that what I have to say in this time together will confirm the convinced and convince the wavering. Confirm the convinced and convince the wavering. How could I possibly do that, and do it in a relatively short period of time? In order to do it, I will have to tell you a bit about the extraordinary nature of Fordham. Now I know that when you hear me talk about the extraordinary nature of Fordham, you may be tempted to dismiss what I have to say entirely. You may say to yourselves, he's the president, and he has to claim that Fordham is extraordinary. You do not know me at all. I am a native New Yorker and a Jesuit. Therefore, I am a double-barreled skeptic. And since I am such a skeptical cuss, I recognize and honor your own skepticism. And since I am a skeptical cuss, I understand that you will want to see proof of my claim that Fordham is an extraordinary place. Let me begin by saying that Fordham is an extraordinary place precisely because it is the Jesuit University of New York. But what exactly does that mean? It means a great deal indeed. Let me take our tagline apart a bit and tell you a little bit about each of the terms that make it up. First, New York. The city that we are proud to call our home is not merely our address. It is and has been our partner in education, our laboratory, and our classroom since 1841. And what a partner it has been. We New Yorkers were thrilled, but not too surprised, when Pope John Paul II, Pope Benedict XVI, and the good Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, all referred to our city as the capital of the world. Now remember, they're infallible. And since they are infallible, we believe that their words merely confirmed for all the world what we already knew about our city. Up till they arrived, we had contented ourselves with referring to our city, the city that never sleeps, modestly as the greatest city on earth. And we truly believe it is. But why would we think that? Well, we think that because the worlds of commerce, the arts, international relations, communication, law, and advertising come together in New York as they come together in no other city. But what does that mean for our students? It means that they have access to internships in the worlds of communications, commerce, or business, and the arts that are simply not available anywhere else in the United States and probably not available anywhere else on the face of the earth. Now, lest you think that I'm handing you a line, I want to remind you now of a few facts. The world headquarters for all of the major networks are located within walking distance of the Lincoln Center campus. And the Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts is quite literally at our doorstep. Wall Street and all of its challenges are a short subway ride away from both campuses. And two of the world's most important and most celebrated centers of biological research, namely the Bronx Zoo and the New York Botanical Garden, are located literally across the street from the Rose Hill campus. Because we are a part of the city, and the city is a part of our DNA, the education that we offer our students at Fordham unfolds within the context of the greatest urban laboratory in the world. The city, moreover, endows the educational experience that we offer our students with a sense of energy and an invitation to exploration. And our students, exposed to the excitement of the city, are never tired of life. Far from it. They are constantly engaged in it, they are constantly challenged by it, and they glory in all they learn. Now, it is within this context, this extended campus and classroom that the city offers our students, they receive a recognizably Jesuit education. But just what does that mean? What is Jesuit education all about? Jesuit education has, for 4.5 centuries, had a style, a feel, a sense of purpose, and a sense of urgency. Above all, Jesuit education has always been about the serious work of offering students a complete education, an education that seeks to educate the whole person, body, mind, and spirit, and that seeks to prepare its graduates for service and leadership in the world. But how exactly does Jesuit education achieve the lofty and ambitious goals that it has always set for itself? It has been able to do so because it is marked by certain defining characteristics. But just what are those characteristics? First, a Fordham education is marked by what we Jesuits call cura personalis, a personal care for each individual student and for the whole student. This means that at Fordham we take seriously our responsibility to get to know each student and to take his or her talents and dreams seriously. It means that we will go out of our way to surround each student with concern and love. We will cherish and challenge them always in equal measure. Second, because we are a Jesuit university, we challenge our students to seek excellence in all that they do. Why? Because we want to awaken you to the full possession of all the talents that God has given you. Third, we are dedicated to educating leaders who will make a difference in the world and in the worlds that they inhabit. But the leaders that we are interested in educating are leaders with a difference. They are men and women whose lives are marked by conscience. Therefore, we offer our students a decidedly values-laden education. Fourth and finally, we come to the urgent purpose behind Jesuit education. You must understand that we want nothing less than to leave you bothered for the rest of your lives, bothered by the realization that you don't know everything and that there are discoveries and adventures waiting for you just over the horizon, and by the realization that there is injustice in the world, injustice that cries out for a caring response. But what does this all mean? Quite simply this. We want our students and our graduates to be men and women who will be able to make a difference in the world precisely because they are men and women who learn not only how to make a living, but how to live magnificently, and how to make a difference in and for the world. Now, when you put it all together, what is a Jesuit education at Fordham all about? It is about nothing less than an empowerment and transformation. And this is the way in which transformation takes place. Cared for, our students allow themselves to be challenged. Challenged, they awaken to their full potential. Awakened, they are transformed. Transformed, they are empowered. Empowered, they emerge from their experience at the university as recognizable Jesuit graduates. They are men and women of character, competence, conscience, compassion, and a deep commitment to the cause of the human family. They become men and women with a difference, and men and women who will make a difference in the world. In light of what I have told you, it will come as no surprise when I tell you that when I speak with employers, they go out of their way to tell me that they hire Fordham graduates because those graduates are honest, hardworking, smart, team builders who have a deep commitment to the community. And that, my friends, is not a bad description of our students and our graduates. It is also not a bad recommendation for the university. And so, my friends, this is Fordham. The Fordham I welcome you to. This is Fordham, the Jesuit University of New York. This is Fordham, the Jesuit University of the capital of the world. A place where miracles are commonplace and where talent has been tested and hope has been born for 179 years. If you come here, what can I promise you? What do I promise you? I promise you this, that you will become a part of a community of scholars who will cherish and challenge you and call you to the greatness that God has in store for all of you. As I conclude, on behalf of the entire Fordham family, let me say from the heart that we are honored beyond words that you are considering joining us. If, however, you do not choose to enroll with us next year, please know that we will always cherish you, remember your interest with gratitude, and pray for your success wherever you go. I hope, however, that all of you understand that my most fervent prayer is this. I hope that all of you, will make the right choice, the only choice, the Fordham choice. May God bless you and guard you in all your goings and comings.